Okay, here we go. This is Garrett. Tears to Joy Ministries.org. This video is called The Coming Civil War in the USA. That's right, we have a civil war coming. I believe the civil war is going to come during the 7-year tribulation. And if I could use a little bit of discernment, if I could use a little bit of Bible knowledge, if I could use a little bit of God speaking to me right now, I believe the civil war is going to come around the mark of the beast, which is the halfway point of the 7-year tribulation. I believe it could come a year earlier. I believe it could come a year or two after the mark of the beast. But a civil war is coming. Now, how can we know according to the Bible? Because history keeps repeating itself, and Babylon had a small civil war before they were invaded. Rome had a small civil war before they were invaded, and that's how we can know that the USA is going to have a little civil war also before we're invaded by foreign armies. And yes, the USA is going to be invaded, but that would be another video. You see, God has ordered that history keep repeating itself. So who is the United States symbolic of in the Old Testament? Babylon, of course. It's a perfect fit. Who might the United States be symbolically connected to in the New Testament? Rome. It's almost a perfect fit. Rome had governors and senators. The United States has governors and senators. Rome had a Capitol building built in a dome, a Senate building. The United States has a building built in the shape of a dome. It's a perfect fit. Rome had the symbol of the eagle. The United States has the symbol of the eagle. So, because Babylon had a small civil war before they were invaded, and Rome had a small civil war before they were invaded, the United States is also going to have a small civil war before we're invaded. But is that enough to go by to make a video? I mean, is that actually enough? No. I want you to know that the civil war in the United States is going to be between the left and the right. It's going to be between the left-wing government, left-wing generals, left-wing military, left-wing political advisors, left-wing bankers and businessmen against the right-wing political leaders and administrators, the right-wing generals and military leaders, the right-wing bankers and powerful businessmen, and that's where the civil war is going to be. The civil war is going to be the left against the right. But do we have more evidence than that? Yes, we do. We sure do. Did you know they are actually fighting right now? I'm not joking. Now, those of you who have really studied, you know this. But for everyone else, I want you to know that they are already fighting right now, but they are not using airplanes necessarily. They're not using tanks, and they're not using armies. The way that they're fighting right now is the left and the right wing are fighting each other in the media. They're fighting each other on TV. They're fighting each other to get popularity among the citizens. They're fighting each other politically. Now, let's take it a step further. Some administrations use the IRS as a weapon and they use the IRS against their political enemies. So some people in the left might be using the IRS against the right now, and I believe there's enough factual evidence to say that yes, this happens. Yes, the IRS is used as a political weapon. Did you know assassinations are taking place? The left and right are assassinating each other. And a friend of mine just told me on the phone, because he's been studying this more than me, that the assassinations and murders are ramping up. Airplane crashes, so-called people having heart attacks, etc., etc. So I want you to know, yes, they are fighting physically, but not necessarily with big armies and generals. How else are they fighting? Did you know that the Obama administration has fired hundreds of generals? Now, I don't have the number memorized. I knew the number about 6 months ago. So please forgive me for just, for guesstimating. The Obama administration has fired hundreds of generals. I'm telling you, civil war is coming to the USA. They're already fighting now. Assassinations and murders are taking place right now. This is easy to study if you want to use the internet and dive into this topic a little bit deeper. And during the Civil War, from what I've studied, now you know I could be wrong, but from what I studied, the left is going to crush the right. So we'll see. That could be right, that could be wrong. I want you to know when the Civil War starts, and they've got their rifles, they've got their underground units, etc., etc. Whichever side the government controls at that time, I believe is going to crush the other side, even coming out with Star Wars military technology. If you hear my phone beeping, I apologize. I probably should have turned it off, but I didn't. But okay, hopefully you can't hear it. So yes, there is a civil war coming in the USA. It should happen right before we get invaded. The civil war might be so bad that we might be begging Russia to invade us. We might be begging China to invade us as the civil war gets worse and worse, and they go door to door, apartment door to apartment door, house to house, collecting your weapons, collecting your food, taking your drinking water, taking your daughters and raping them, taking your little... Never mind. So it's going to be bad. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be hideous, and we need God, and we need God right now. We need God right now this Saturday night. You need God. I need God. We need God, because all hell is going to rain down on top of the United States. All hell, including a civil war. All right, be blessed with this knowledge, and I pray this will lead you closer and closer to Jesus. I really do. Amen.